What if the peace you've been searching for has never been missing, only buried beneath the noise of your own mind? There is no path to peace. Peace is the path. In a world that teaches you to fix every problem, control every outcome, and always prepare for the next battle, we quietly lose the one thing we were trying to protect, our inner peace. Buddhist wisdom reveals a forgotten truth. Suffering doesn't begin with life's chaos. It begins when the mind refuses to stop resisting it. Right now, your greatest obstacle isn't your circumstances. It's the silent habit of believing peace must wait until everything changes. In this video, you'll discover the hidden Buddhist teachings that reveal why the mind rejects calm, why silence feels uncomfortable, and how to remain peaceful even when life isn't. If you remember just one truth, let it be this: you don't find peace by changing the world. You find it by ending the war within yourself. Stay until the end, because the final Buddhist lesson may completely transform the way you experience every moment of your life. 1. The greatest lie about inner peace. Have you noticed how your mind whispers, "I'll finally feel peaceful when this problem disappears"? It sounds reasonable, but it quietly steals your entire life. You don't struggle because life is difficult. You struggle because your mind refuses to stop negotiating with reality. Therefore, every ordinary moment feels like something to survive instead of something to live. A wise teacher once said, "The mind that waits for peace has already walked away from it." The answer is closer than you imagine. But first, you must see the invisible habit keeping you restless. Imagine someone who spends years believing happiness will arrive after the next promotion, the next relationship, or the next victory. Each goal is reached, but another horizon appears. Like chasing the sunset, the finish line keeps moving away. Have you ever wondered why the relief never lasts? Perhaps the problem was never the road. Perhaps it was the traveler who believed peace lived somewhere else. Buddhist wisdom offers a gentler truth. Peace is not the reward for controlling life. It is the quiet awareness that remains when you stop arguing with what already exists. This feels uncomfortable at first, because the mind has mistaken resistance for responsibility. But the river never reaches the ocean by fighting its current. It arrives because it learns to flow. Try something simple today. Close your eyes for one slow breath. Don't force your breathing to become deeper. Don't search for a special feeling. Simply notice that life continues without asking for your permission. Your heart keeps beating. The air keeps entering your lungs. In that small moment, can you sense the difference between life itself and the anxious voice trying to manage it? That difference is the doorway you have been searching for. Therefore, stop asking, "When will life finally calm down?" Ask instead, "Who inside me keeps demanding that life become different before I can rest?" That single question begins dissolving a lifetime of invisible exhaustion. Here is the quiet paradox. The moment you stop waiting for peace, peace quietly stops waiting for you. Before we continue, reflect honestly. What part of your life have you postponed until one day? What if nothing needed fixing before you allowed yourself one peaceful breath? Is your peace really waiting, or have you been the one walking away from it all along? We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, simply type, "I trust my life completely." 2. Why the mind keeps rejecting calm relief. The streets were calm. His home was silent. Nothing was wrong. Yet within minutes his mind began searching for something to worry about. An unanswered message. A forgotten responsibility. A future that had not even arrived. Have you ever noticed how peace sometimes feels strangely uncomfortable? If everything is okay, why does your mind keep looking for trouble? The answer is subtle. For years, the mind has practiced survival more faithfully than living. It has learned that staying alert feels safer than being present. Therefore, the moment stillness appears, it quietly begins scanning the horizon for another storm. A wise saying reminds us, a restless mind fears silence more than noise. What feels like wisdom is often nothing more than an old habit wearing the mask of protection. Imagine a bird raised inside a cage from the moment it was born. One day, the cage door opens. Freedom is finally waiting, but the bird hesitates. The endless sky feels unfamiliar. Therefore, it mistakes openness for danger. Your mind behaves the same way. It has lived inside constant tension for so long that calm feels uncertain. The prison is familiar, but freedom asks for trust. Try a small practice today. Sit quietly for 1 minute. Let your thoughts rise without chasing them away. Picture them as clouds drifting across an endless sky. Notice that the sky never argues with the clouds. It never tries to hold the bright ones or remove the dark ones. It simply allows them to pass. In that silent observation, something remarkable begins to happen. The thoughts lose their authority because you are no longer feeding them with resistance. This is the quiet teaching hidden within Buddhist wisdom. Calm is not created by eliminating every fearful thought. Calm appears when you stop believing every thought deserves your attention. The mind that constantly searches for danger eventually forgets how to recognize safety. Therefore, replace the habit of hunting for problems with the practice of gentle observation. Peace grows naturally where resistance is no longer being fed. Before we move forward, ask yourself honestly, do you truly trust stillness? What does your mind search for when everything already feels okay? Have you mistaken constant alertness for truly being alive? 3. The invisible contract with happiness. A woman once told herself, "When my finances improve, I'll finally breathe." Months passed. The numbers changed, but her heart did not. A new worry quietly replaced the old one. Later, she believed peace would arrive through a stronger relationship, a better home, a different season of life. Each chapter promised relief, but every arrival carried another condition. Have you ever noticed how the mind always finds one more reason to postpone the life it longs to live? This is the invisible contract most people never realize they have signed. Somewhere along the way, the mind accepted a silent promise. I'll relax when everything works out. It sounds responsible, but it quietly becomes the source of lifelong exhaustion. Every delay feels personal. Every unexpected challenge feels like proof that happiness must wait a little longer. Every condition placed on peace becomes another chain. The chain is rarely made by life. It is forged by expectation. Imagine standing beside a clear flowing river on a warm afternoon. You are thirsty, but you refuse to drink because tiny ripples continue moving across the surface. You keep waiting for perfect stillness. Hours pass. The water remains pure, but your thirst grows deeper. Isn't this what we often do with our own lives? We postpone gratitude until circumstances become flawless. But life has never promised a river without movement. Try a simple practice. Hold a cup of water in your hands. Shake it gently. The surface becomes restless. Now place the cup down without forcing it to become still. Watch what happens. The water settles by itself because you stop disturbing it. Your inner world follows the same quiet law. Peace is rarely something you manufacture. More often it appears when you stop endlessly shaking your experience with fear, control, and expectation. This is the quiet invitation of Buddhist wisdom. Tear up the invisible contract. Stop treating peace as tomorrow's reward. Let it become today's decision. Here is the paradox worth carrying with you. The heart receives most when it stops negotiating for more. Therefore, ask yourself with complete honesty, what condition have you placed before happiness? Who convinced you that peace had to be earned? What becomes possible when, for just one breath, nothing needs to change before you allow yourself to be at rest? 4. When desperation pushes peace away. There are moments when you try so hard to keep life from falling apart that you cannot remember what it feels like to simply be alive. You replay conversations before they happen. You imagine tomorrow's disappointments before tomorrow arrives. You hold tightly to people, plans, and outcomes, believing your grip is the only thing preventing everything from collapsing. But have you noticed what this constant effort has done to your heart? The more desperately you seek certainty, the less peaceful you become. A traveler once stood beside a quiet pond at dusk. He wanted to see the moon reflected on the water, but each time he leaned down, he stirred the surface with his hands. The harder he searched, the more the reflection disappeared. Finally, exhausted, he sat down in silence. Minutes later, without effort, the water became still. The moon had never left. It was only hidden by the movement he himself had created. Our inner life often follows the same gentle truth. Fear convinces us that control creates safety. Therefore, we tighten our grip on every possibility, every relationship, every future we cannot predict. But control has limits that peace does not. An open hand receives what a clenched fist cannot. This is why desperation quietly pushes away the very calm it hopes to find. It narrows awareness until fear becomes the only thing the mind can recognize. Tonight, if you have the chance, step beneath the evening sky. Feel one slow breath enter your body. With each exhale, let go of one expectation you cannot control. Do not abandon your responsibilities. Do not stop taking wise action. Simply release the demand that life obey your preferred timeline. There is a profound difference between caring deeply and trying to command the unfolding of every moment. This is the quiet strength taught by Buddhist wisdom. Surrender is not giving up. It is giving up the illusion that anxiety can improve reality. Act with sincerity. Love with an open heart. Do what is yours to do, but leave room for life to breathe. The deepest peace is not found in controlling the path. It is found in walking it without fighting every step. Before moving forward, ask yourself honestly, what are you trying to force today? If you loosened your grip, what would still remain? Could trust reveal the quiet possibilities that fear has kept hidden all along? We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, simply type, "I trust my life completely." 5. The hidden violence inside thought. Not every wound is created by life. Some are quietly reopened by the conversations you continue having with yesterday. A painful moment happens once, but the mind returns to it again and again, asking why it happened, imagining how it should have ended, wishing reality would rewrite itself. Have you ever noticed that the memory grows heavier each time you argue with it? The pain has already passed, but something inside you refuses to let it become history. Years ago, I watched an elderly man walking along a mountain path with a bundle of firewood across his shoulders. He paused beneath a tree, placed the bundle on the ground and rested. When he stood again, he smiled and continued his journey. A younger traveler asked, "How did you carry such weight so peacefully?" The old man replied, "Because I only carry it while it is needed. Many of us do the opposite. We keep lifting burdens that no longer belong to this moment. The weight is not always our past. The weight is our unwillingness to put it down." This is why Buddhist wisdom speaks so gently about the mind. The greatest suffering is often not the first blow of life, but the endless resistance that follows it. Pain knocks once. Resistance keeps opening the door. Every time the mind repeats, "This should not have happened," it sends a second arrow into a wound that was already trying to heal. The voice sounds protective, but tonight, if you have the chance, step beneath the evening sky. Feel one slow breath enter your body. With each exhale, let go of one expectation you cannot control. Do not abandon your responsibilities. Do not stop taking wise action. Simply release the demand that life obey your preferred timeline. There is a profound difference between caring deeply and trying to command the unfolding of every moment. This is the quiet strength taught by Buddhist wisdom. Surrender is not giving up. It is giving up the illusion that anxiety can improve reality. Act with sincerity. Love with an open heart. Do what is yours to do, but leave room for life to breathe. The deepest peace is not found in controlling the path. It is found in walking it without fighting every step. Before moving forward, ask yourself honestly, what are you trying to force today? If you loosened your grip, what would still remain? Could trust reveal the quiet possibilities that fear has kept hidden all along? We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, simply type, "I trust my life completely." Not every wound is created by life. Some are quietly reopened by the conversations you continue having with yesterday. A painful moment happens once, but the mind returns to it again and again, asking why it happened, imagining how it should have ended, wishing reality would rewrite itself. Have you ever noticed that the memory grows heavier each time you argue with it? The pain has already passed, but something inside you refuses to let it become history. Years ago, I watched an elderly man walking along a mountain path with a bundle of firewood across his shoulders. He paused beneath a tree, placed the bundle on the ground, and rested. When he stood again, he smiled and continued his journey. A younger traveler asked, "How did you carry such weight so peacefully?" The old man replied, "Because I only carry it while it is needed." Many of us do the opposite. We keep lifting burdens that no longer belong to this moment. The weight is not always our past. The weight is our unwillingness to put it down. This is why Buddhist wisdom speaks so gently about the mind. The greatest suffering is often not the first blow of life, but the endless resistance that follows it. Pain knocks once. Resistance keeps opening the door. Every time, give yourself a simple practice. Sit for 3 quiet minutes without music, without your phone, without trying to entertain your mind. At first, restlessness may rise. Old memories may appear. Anxious thoughts may ask for your attention. Do not rush away. Stay with them like someone watching gentle waves reach the shore. The longer you remain without resisting, the more you discover that the discomfort was only a doorway, never a prison. Here is the spiritual turning point many people never experience. Silence is not empty. It is where the noise of your false certainty begins to fade. Therefore, treat silence as a trusted teacher instead of an empty room. Stay long enough for fear to become presence. The voice that has always guided you speaks so softly that only a quiet heart can hear it. Now, ask yourself with complete honesty, why do you avoid being alone with yourself? What rises the moment life becomes quiet? Could silence be inviting you home instead of abandoning you? 7. The Buddhist discovery that changes everything. Have you ever paused in the middle of an anxious thought and quietly wondered, if I can see this thought, who is the one seeing it? That single question has the power to change an entire life. For years you have believed every emotion was your identity, every fear was your voice, every storm inside your mind was who you truly were. But what if you have been confusing the passing weather with the sky that has always held it? An old monk once invited his students to sit before a still lake at sunrise. One by one, clouds drifted across the water. Birds landed, creating ripples that quickly disappeared. The reflections changed every few moments, yet the lake itself remained. The monk smiled and said nothing. Hours later, one student finally understood. It was never the reflections that defined the lake. It was the quiet depth beneath them. Have you been spending your life chasing reflections while forgetting the depth that has never left you? This is one of the most transformative discoveries in Buddhist wisdom. The sky never breaks because storms pass through it. Thoughts will rise, emotions will fall, success will come, loss will visit, life will continue changing because change is its nature. But awareness, the quiet presence that notices every experience, has remained with you since childhood. Like a mirror reflecting every face without becoming any of them, your awareness has witnessed every chapter of your life without being damaged by a single one. Try this now. Wait for your next thought to appear naturally. Do not create one. Simply watch. The moment it arrives, resist the habit of following it. Instead, become curious about the silent awareness that noticed its arrival. That quiet presence was here before the thought appeared. It remains after the thought disappears. Therefore, perhaps your true nature has never been the noise. It has always been the one listening. Here is the discovery that changes everything. Peace is not something you build through perfect circumstances. It is something you remember when you stop identifying with the restless mind. The observer cannot be disturbed by what it simply witnesses. So ask yourself with complete honesty, if you can observe your thoughts, are you truly those thoughts? What has remained unchanged through every season of your life? Have you mistaken passing weather for your true nature? We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, simply type, "I trust my life completely." 8. Let the universe bring what cannot be forced. A farmer once planted seeds just before the rainy season. Every morning he walked into the field, not to dig them up, but to care for the soil. He removed the weeds. He protected the young shoots. He trusted the quiet work taking place beneath the earth. His neighbor, however, grew impatient. Each day he uncovered his seeds to check whether they were growing. Weeks later, one field was full of life. The other remained empty. Which farmer are you becoming through the way you live? Many of us treat our dreams the way the impatient farmer treated his seeds. We keep pulling at the future, demanding immediate answers, immediate success, immediate healing. Therefore, every delay feels like rejection. Every unanswered prayer feels like failure. But life rarely unfolds through force. It responds more gently to steady presence than desperate control. Force invites resistance. Presence invites alignment. The harder you grip what you cannot control, the less space you leave for life to unfold in its own quiet wisdom. Look at a river flowing toward the ocean. It never rushes in panic because it does not question its direction every few minutes. Rocks appear, the current bends, seasons change. Yet the river keeps moving because it is committed to the journey, not obsessed with the timeline. There is a profound lesson hidden here. Calm is not passive. It is unwavering movement without inner conflict. Before your next important decision, pause for one slow breath. Ask yourself, is this choice being pushed by fear or guided by clarity? Feel the difference. Fear demands guarantees before taking a step. Clarity simply asks you to take the next honest step. Give your full attention to what is yours to do today. Then allow tomorrow to arrive without trying to drag it into the present. This is the quiet wisdom that transforms a restless heart. Your responsibility is sincere effort, not absolute control over every outcome. Trust begins where constant negotiation ends. The tree does not pull on its branches to make fruit appear. It remains deeply rooted, therefore the harvest comes when the season is ready. Live with that same quiet confidence. Act wholeheartedly, release gracefully, let life meet you where your peace has made room for it. Now, reflect with complete honesty. What blessing are you trying to force into existence? Are your actions rooted in trust or fear? What if life has been waiting for your stillness more than your struggle? 9. The final awakening. An old traveler spent his entire life searching for a sacred place that everyone said would bring lasting peace. He crossed mountains, wandered through forests, visited temples, listened to wise teachers. But each time he arrived somewhere new, the feeling faded. Near the end of his journey, he met an elderly monk sitting quietly beneath a tree. The monk smiled and asked, "How many places have you visited?" without ever meeting the one who was doing the searching. In that single question, the traveler realized he had been circling the world while quietly walking past himself. Perhaps your journey has looked different, but the longing has been the same. You searched for peace inside success. You searched for it inside someone's approval. You searched for it in certainty, in tomorrow, and in the hope that one more achievement would finally silence your restless heart. Therefore, every destination became another beginning. Every answer created another question. What you seek is hidden behind the one who is seeking. The search itself became the veil. Imagine someone running across the earth trying to escape their own shadow. The faster they run, the more faithfully it follows. They believe the answer is another direction, another destination, another effort. But the shadow disappears only when they stop running and stand in the light. The same is true of the peaceful life you have been chasing. It has never been hiding from you. It has been quietly waiting beneath the movement of your own mind. For a moment, sit without trying to improve yourself. Before your next thought appears, ask gently, "What is here?" Do not search for a clever answer. Simply remain with the silent awareness already present. Thoughts will come, feelings will change, the world will continue unfolding. Yet something quietly witnesses it all without rushing, without fear, without becoming incomplete. That presence has walked with you through every joy, every loss, and every chapter of your life. This is the final awakening offered by Buddhist wisdom. Stop chasing peaceful moments, because every moment comes and goes. Become deeply familiar with the awareness that exists before every moment arrives. The journey ends where it secretly began. Nothing essential has ever been missing. Only your attention wandered away from what never left. Now, ask yourself with complete honesty, what have you been searching for that has always lived within you? If peace never truly left, what actually disappeared? And if nothing essential is missing, how differently will you live when this video ends? 10. Peace is practiced, not found. A disciple once asked an old monk, "Master, when will I finally become peaceful?" The monk did not answer immediately. Instead, he quietly swept the fallen leaves outside the temple, filled a wooden bowl with water, and smiled at the rising sun. Confused, the disciple waited for a profound secret. The monk finally looked at him and said, "I did not become peaceful because I mastered one extraordinary moment. I became peaceful because I stopped abandoning ordinary ones." Have you been searching for a life-changing breakthrough while ignoring the quiet practices that gently change a life? Many people believe peace is something they will eventually discover. They wait for the perfect retreat, the perfect morning, or the perfect season of life. Therefore, they spend years admiring wisdom without truly living it. But Buddhist teaching points in a different direction. Every breath offers another beginning. Peace is not a destination waiting somewhere ahead. It is a relationship you renew every time you choose awareness instead of unconscious reaction. Every difficult conversation becomes an invitation. Every disappointment becomes another opportunity to return instead of getting lost inside fear. Think of a gardener caring for a small garden. He never stands over a flower demanding it bloom by sunset. He waters the soil, removes the weeds, and patiently returns each day. The harvest is created by ordinary care repeated with sincerity. Your inner life grows in exactly the same way. One mindful breath may seem insignificant. One quiet walk may seem too simple. One moment of patient observation may seem too small to matter. Yet these humble choices slowly reshape the mind until calm becomes your natural way of meeting life. As you walk today, slow your pace for just 10 steps. Feel each foot touching the earth before taking the next. Let your breath arrive before your thoughts. Notice how life continues without asking you to rush. These simple moments are not separate from your spiritual path. They are the path. Extraordinary peace is built from ordinary awareness practiced again and again. So do not wait for a perfect life before allowing yourself to be peaceful. Build small rituals of awareness until they become the quiet rhythm of your days. A peaceful life is not created in one miraculous moment. It is created in thousands of ordinary moments that you finally choose to fully live. Now, ask yourself honestly, which daily habit steals your peace the most? What simple practice will you begin today? Tomorrow, will you practice awareness or only admire it from a distance? Bonus lesson: become the quiet place. Long after a wise teacher's words are forgotten, people often remember how they felt in that teacher's presence. They remember the quiet that settled over the room. They remember how their anxious breathing slowed without anyone telling them to breathe. Have you ever met someone whose calm made you feel safe without saying very much? That kind of peace cannot be performed. It can only be lived. The world is already full of people reacting to every headline, every opinion, and every disappointment. Anger spreads quickly. Fear travels even faster. Therefore, every restless heart quietly teaches other hearts to become restless too. But Buddhist wisdom points toward another way of living. The calmest heart becomes the loudest teacher. Your greatest influence is rarely your advice. It is the atmosphere your inner life creates wherever you go. Imagine a mountain standing beneath a changing sky. Dark clouds gather. Strong winds arrive. Heavy rain falls. Yet the mountain never wastes its strength trying to push the storm away. It remains deeply rooted because it knows the clouds are only visitors. In time, the sky clears on its own. Your mind can become like that mountain. Life will continue bringing praise and criticism, success and disappointment, gain and loss. But none of these experiences have the power to uproot the person who has learned to remain inwardly steady. The next time someone brings chaos into your day, resist the old habit of answering immediately. Before speaking, allow yourself one complete breath. Feel your feet touching the ground. Notice the space between the emotion that rises and the response you are about to choose. Within that small pause lives a remarkable freedom. You are no longer reacting from fear, you are responding from awareness. Sometimes the most compassionate words are spoken slowly. Sometimes the deepest wisdom is expressed through peaceful silence. This is the quiet invitation at the heart of the journey. Stop trying to persuade people through arguments alone. Let your patience speak before your voice does. Let your steadiness become the lesson others experience for themselves. A peaceful person does not remove every storm from the world. They become the quiet place where others remember that storms always pass. Before you leave today, ask yourself one final question. Who becomes stronger because of your peace? Does your presence calm a room, or does it quietly disturb it? And years from now, what legacy will your inner state leave in the hearts of the people you meet? Quick summary: the greatest lie about inner peace. Peace is not something waiting at the end of success or struggle. The belief that life must be perfect before you can rest creates endless suffering. Every time you postpone peace, you strengthen the habit of inner conflict. Inner peace begins the moment you stop making it dependent on tomorrow. Why the mind keeps rejecting calm. The mind becomes addicted to solving problems because it mistakes vigilance for safety. Even when life becomes peaceful, it continues searching for new threats. Constant mental alertness slowly turns into emotional exhaustion. True calm begins when observation replaces unnecessary mental control. The invisible contract with happiness. Most people unknowingly make happiness conditional on future circumstances. Every unmet expectation creates disappointment and emotional pain. Peace disappears whenever your joy depends on external outcomes. Freedom begins when happiness becomes a choice instead of a reward. When desperation pushes peace away, the more desperately you chase certainty, the more fear controls your mind. Anxiety narrows your awareness and hides life's quiet guidance. Trying to force every outcome creates resistance instead of clarity. Trust grows naturally when effort is balanced with surrender. The hidden violence inside thought. The greatest emotional battles often happen inside your own thinking. Most suffering continues because the mind keeps resisting reality. Thoughts become painful only when you continuously identify with them. Peace returns when you observe thoughts instead of fighting them. Why silence feels so uncomfortable? A busy mind often fears silence because it reveals what has been ignored. Constant distraction prevents genuine self-understanding. Stillness initially feels uncomfortable because the mind has forgotten peace. Remaining present long enough allows silence to become a source of wisdom. The Buddhist discovery that changes everything. Your awareness remains untouched, even while thoughts and emotions constantly change. Peace is discovered by recognizing the observer within you. You are not your thoughts, you are the awareness witnessing them. This realization changes your entire relationship with suffering. Let the universe bring what cannot be forced. Life flows more naturally when you stop trying to control everything. Fear-driven effort often blocks the very outcomes you seek. Act sincerely, but release attachment to immediate results. Calm allows opportunities to appear that force never could. Final awakening. The peace that never left. Peace has never been absent. It has simply been overlooked. Searching outside yourself only strengthens the feeling of lack. The deepest freedom comes from recognizing what has always been present. Awareness is the home you have unknowingly been seeking. Peace is practiced, not found. Inner peace grows through consistent daily awareness. Every ordinary moment is an opportunity to return to presence. Lasting transformation comes from small, repeated choices. A peaceful life is built through practice, not perfection. Bonus. Become the quiet place. Your greatest influence is the peace you embody, not the advice you give. A calm presence silently inspires others more than powerful words. The world changes when your reactions are replaced by mindful responses. Become the kind of person whose inner stillness brings peace wherever they go. Perhaps the greatest illusion humanity has ever believed is that peace is something to be earned after enough success, enough certainty, or enough control. But Zen wisdom points in the opposite direction. The moment you stop chasing peace, you begin to notice that it has been quietly waiting beneath every thought all along. Every challenge in life is not asking you to become stronger than the world. It is inviting you to become more deeply rooted than your own fears. The quieter the mind becomes, the more clearly life reveals itself. The universe does not reward the busiest mind. It reveals its deepest gifts to the heart that no longer argues with the present moment. So before you seek another answer, another achievement, or another tomorrow, pause and ask yourself, if nothing outside me can complete me, what kind of life could I build by finally becoming at peace within myself? If this wisdom touched your heart, like and share this video. Share your opinion in the comment box and subscribe to Buddha's Eternal Wisdom for more inspiring Buddhist insights on living a peaceful life.